How to make money from Shopify. So in this video, I want to share with you 5 ways that you can start earning more money from Shopify. So let's start. So comment number 1 we have is drop shipping. So let's go ahead and share with you what are the pros and cons of with drop shipping. So let's start with the pros. First off, you can start to sell without inventory, which is why dropshipping is one of the more popular ways to start making money from Shopify. You can sell without having to worry about logistics. What does that mean? Well, when a customer buys something from your store and you're doing dropshipping, right, you don't have the product in your room or in your house, right? Instead, once somebody checks out, right, Shopify will send a notification to the vendor that's connected to your Shopify store that you made a sale and that they need to start to ship the product to the customer who bought it. And so you don't have to worry about any of the logistics or shipping, and that's why it is a very popular option to start earning money. Next, you can sell without having to work with vendors to make the product, right? So this is a great starting point if you're trying to get into e-commerce, because you don't have to make a product, you don't have to have a product made, right? You can select from thousands of products, let's say from AliExpress or Alibaba, right? And start to sell those products. Now let's move on to the cons. You don't own the product. This is one of the biggest things that, the downside of dropshipping, right, is that you actually don't own this product, right? A third party company like Alibaba, supplier, right, owns the product, right? So they can make changes to the product, they can discontinue the product, right? They can increase the prices as well, they could change small things about the product, right? And you have no say in this because it's not your product. Number 2 is that you'll need to spend on ads or organic marketing, right? To start selling. With dropshipping, you might not have a brand or anything, so you'll need to start either organically by making hundreds of TikTok videos, right? Or spend money on ads as well to generate those first few sales from your Shopify store, right? You could again use tools like DSR, right, to connect your to a third party Alibaba, right? So like DSR right here, right? When you click it, you'll be able to sign up and then connect DSR for free to your Shopify store so that you can start selling products to your Shopify store. Number 2 is, if we scroll down, right, we have is print on demand, right? So print on demand is a popular way to start making money from Shopify, right? So let's go ahead again with the pros. First off is you design and then have a third party vendor ship the item when a sale has been made, right? So let's say you're an artist or you want to sell custom artwork on a t-shirt, on a hat, on a mug, right? Then you can add that artwork into the t-shirt, right? And so once you make a sale from a Shopify store, again, Shopify will send a signal to, let's say, a company like Printful or Printify, right? And then they'll receive that notification that they need to print this artwork onto a t-shirt and then ship it to the customer, right? So you don't have to worry about, again, the logistics. And so this is why another popular way to start generating income from print on demand, right? So you can sell on shirts, you can sell mugs, you can sell hats, posters, and much more custom items with your custom artwork on them, right? And then of course you only pay when you sell the item, right? So this is another benefit, right? If you don't generate any sales, then you don't have to worry about paying the vendor yet, right? The vendor only makes money when you make a sale. Cons, right, is that you'll need to spend again ads. You'll need to spend on ads and organic, right? So if you don't have a following, you'll need to spend money on ads to get your store's name out there, right? If you're an artist and you have a following already, this might be a little bit easier for you. You could just add the link into the bio of your Instagram account or your TikTok, right? And let people know on how they could purchase your artwork on a t-shirt, right? And then you'll need to test the item to make sure the quality is there, right? So this is very big, right? So this is one of the biggest things that you'll want to do before even going live, is making sure that the product that you selected, like the t-shirt quality, from, let's say, a third-party vendor, right, is really good, you could do a test order where you order the item, see how it feels, see how it like goes with the washing machine, does the artwork stay, etc. Right? So you need to do a lot of testing just to make sure, because you don't want to get refunds or chargebacks from your customers where like the t-shirt quality is not there after, let's say, one laundry wash, right? And tip, if you're not an artist, right, you can use tools like AI to help with generating images. Just make sure you prompt it well and provide samples of what you're looking to sell with on print of demand, right? So you could do this by, going on Gemini, Google Gemini, right? Taking ideas, right, from other artwork that you see and tell Gemini, hey, I like this artwork, don't copy it, right? Use that inspiration, and then like ask it to ask you questions of what type of artwork you're thinking about creating, right? So that it can start, generating some ideas for you on the type of artwork that you can make and sell on your print on demand Shopify store. Number 3 is selling digital products on your Shopify store, right? So this is a popular option when it comes to selling and making money from Shopify, right? So the pros is you could create content, you create your own courses or templates, right, or content, right? So if you're a YouTuber or you're a content creator on Instagram, TikTok, right, and you want to sell a course or templates, right, you make maybe Notion content, right, on Instagram or TikTok, right, you can add the link to your store on the bio, right, and then start selling Notion templates, Google Docs, right, Excel templates, etc., right, on there. And one of the best things is that there's no shipping cost, right, because it's a digital product. So you save money on digital product, on the shipping, right? Your customer as well will save money on that as well. You own the product as well, right? So with like if you do drop shipping, right, you don't own the product, right? The suppliers own that product and they can make changes to it. Here you own the digital product and you're the only one that can make these changes, right? You can sell from anywhere, right? You just need to have internet and some following, right, to start generating income from sales from Shopify, right? Con is you'll need to have a following spend on ads, right? So that's the only downside for this one, is that you will need to have a following or spend money on ads. Number 4 is handmade or sell your own products, right? To make money from Shopify, right? So so the pro is, of course, is you can control the product, right? You're the maker of this product. You control how the quality. You control the design of it. You control the shipping, right? A con is you'll need to ship this item, right? So you will need to be the one doing the shipping, all the logistics, right, on packaging as well, so that whenever you get a sale, you have to do all that, right? You have to have materials, right, in your area, right, to ship, right, because you want to avoid delaying the shipment to avoid, again, a delayed payout, right? So you want to make sure you always have your product in stock. And so you'll always have to, of course, order stock and make the product yourself, right? That's the only downside, but of course, you control the product, which is the most important thing. And then the last thing on how you can make money from Shopify, right, is by becoming a Shopify partner, right? So the pro is you can sell from anywhere as long as you have internet, right? You can make money from different ways inside of Shopify, right? You can make money from selling Shopify themes. You can make money by making Shopify apps for the Shopify App Store. You can promote Shopify itself and generate income from the affiliate, or you can start an agency where you help customers start a Shopify store or design a Shopify store for them, right? Con is that Shopify changes the rules, right? So if you're doing affiliates, right, they might change some rules on on how the affiliate program will work, right? With Shopify apps, you're up to like you're in the mercy of them, of checking to see if your app is up to standards of what they sell, right? Themes as well, right? Checking to see if your theme is up to standard for what they want to sell your theme for, right? And so that's 5 ways on how you can start to make money from Shopify, right? So tips for being successful in any of these, right? Invest in ads, right? Early on, you want to get those quick wins to help with your mindset to keep going, right? Once you start to see that you're generating income, right, you can use that income to invest on more ads into your store, right, and generate more money, right, for your store, right? And so that's very important. And then number 2 is work on your SEO in month 2 or 3, right? This will be for your long-term growth, right? These ads get expensive, right? You don't want to pay Mark Zuckerberg every single month, right? So you want to invest in your ads, in your SEO in your Shopify store, right? And so you can do this in month 2 or 3. You don't have to do this right away. The first month is just setting up your store, just so that it can be set up for success, right? Number 3, you want to download Shopify apps so that you can start to message customers if they don't check out fully with the product, right? You can download apps like Shopify Messaging or and Shopify Flow to do email marketing to help with retention, right? So that whenever a customer, purchase, let's say, a product, right, and reaches the checkout, but they don't fully check out, right, they close the store, you can send them an email 2 minutes later saying, hey, you forgot to check out, click this link to complete the checkout, right? So this is very important when starting out, and so you'll want to have these 2 apps at the start when you're starting a Shopify store. And so that's pretty much it, right? If you guys enjoyed this, then I recommend you guys check out my free email newsletter I send out to Shopify store owners like yourself, right, every week on tips and tricks to generate more sales for your store for free. And that's it for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.